Hello and welcome, my name is Piera and today I'm going to show you my Red Rising collection. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you really want to. Otherwise, I'm going to show you guys my Red Rising collection. Now, for most of you probably already know Red Rising is one of my two favorite book series in the entire world. I talk about it a lot. I know I've got a lot of you guys reading it, and really I just wanted an excuse to show off my shelf. So here is a quick overview of what the shelf looks like before I get into the shelf. As you can see, I have a bunch of different editions of the book. I've also got a lot of like bits and pieces, random merch that I also wanted to show you guys because why the hell not? First of all, I will start with my 3 promo editions of Red Rising. These ones were kind of like ARC. I believe they're still given out at Red Rising related book stuff, like in festivals and whatnot, but I wanted to show you the 3 that I have. There are 4 of them. I'm missing 1. I'm not really like on the hunt for it, but if I come across it, I'd love it. So I'll start with this one. This one has the gold sigil on it. It says, "When humans spread across the stars, many will fall, but some will rise." Now the next 2 are my favorite ones. These are like the rarer editions that everybody wants and like would sell a kidney for. I mean, mine aren't going anywhere. First of all, I have the Aries Helmet, which says, "Enter a world where only the most vicious survive." And the final one is the Wolf of Mars, which is like the most popular one, I think, and it says, "In the Institute, you learn military tactics or die trying." Next up, I have the trilogy just in paperback. These are the first ones that I got. So you got Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Star, just in casual paperback. These are the ones that I read. If I'm gonna reread them, I'll read these ones most of the time, just because they're like an easy paperback to read. The text is nice and big. I also have 2 more Red Rising ARCs. This one I found literally last week at the Lifeline Book Festival. It is like the Australian UK version that I thought I would never get because it was like so far gone at that point. Like I didn't start collecting until I finished Golden Sun and realized I was actually really into them, whereas I know some collectors have been collecting since like before they were even published. So I had a lot of catching up to do and I think I've done pretty well. I also have the American Red Rising ARC, which I was lucky enough to get through Books for Trade. Again, not signed, nothing special. I don't think any of them are signed. But this one I love because it's super floppy. I'm a huge fan of like floppy American paperbacks. But the other thing that annoys me about it is like this is upside down. So when I'm trying to like stack it on my shelf nicely, I have to stack it like that way, which is kind of annoying. I was also lucky enough to get a Golden Arc Sun from Books for Trade as well. It just blows my mind that I have these because I never thought that I would find them. I had never collected books before. The only books that I've collected are the Nevernight series, which is the first one that I ever decided I needed every single edition of. And then I thought, look, I may as well try for Red Rising. I'm not expecting everything, which is why I'm not going hard for it. But so to have all of these ARC copies, like I wouldn't say I'm a collector of books. Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't collect the same edition of books, really, ever. I have a few like exceptions to the rule because they're my favorite and I either want them in the different covers or I want them in hardcover and paperback. So like I don't go around collecting ARCs. These ones I tried really hard to get and people were kind enough to also trade with me for them. So like they're just, I mean there's a huge controversy about like ARCs and what they mean and people who hoard them and all that sort of stuff. I don't think I'm a hoarder of ARCs. I'm a hoarder of my 2 favorite series, which I'm happy to admit. I got the Morning Star ARC, which is the same thing. Like I like them because they're super plain. On the back, this one says like, "This is the end, I will rage towards it." This one is actually signed. I also have an Iron Gold ARC, which I'm just obsessed with. As you can tell, it has been read to death. So those are like all the fancy editions. I also have the series just in hardback as well. I also have a bunch of copies of Iron Gold. This is just like the plain Australian hardback. This is another ARC that I won. This one has black stained edges. I also splashed out and got the Goldsboro edition, which has stained red edges. It is also signed and numbered. I have number 270. Cost me an arm and a leg because of course it comes from overseas. I have another hardback that I got from my Howler box from Illumicrate. So this one has the signed stick-in note. Finally, I have the signed Waterstones edition, which has black edges and is also signed. I don't usually go out of my way to get Goldsboro and Waterstone editions because they cost a lot of money to get shipped to Australia, but I did go get them in Iron Gold and I will probably get them in the rest of the series if they have them, and I got them in Nevernight as well. Those are all the editions of the books that I have. I also have the 6 original Sons of Aries comics. I got them sent over from America from a dear friend of mine, which I'm so thankful for, except Jacob went out and bought me the first edition when he was in LA because it was signed. I don't really care much about signatures, like it's not a huge deal for me. But I mean, it is nice to have a signed edition, even though I've never had them actually signed personally. I didn't bother buying the binder because I figured like I've got them as it is. It's super hypocritical of me. Yeah, and I just didn't really want to spend the extra money. So now I'm going to show you guys a few of my merch related items, which I'm super psyched to show you. So the things that you can't see is on my car, I have 2 decals. One of them is the red sigil and one of them is the gold sigil. I also have 2 shirts. One of them I can't find right now, but it's a Howler Singlet that looks like this. It's by Julianne Grasso. I will leave a link to her shop down below. She's one of like the original Howlers. And this one as well. that I got from out of print. This is like the official Howler shirt that came from Howler Fest, which I obviously didn't attend because I'm poor, but I was lucky enough to snag one of these before they went out of sale. I have another decal I've just saved for like years. These three are my most recent addition. Kayla made them for me as like a special treat and I am so obsessed, but I have a little tiny canvas of the House Mars Wolf. I have a little tiny fridge magnet and a little fridge magnet of the red symbol. I am obsessed with them. I love them so much. They look so cute on my fridge and on my shelf. I have a bunch of like art prints that I've got through things. So these ones are like the postcards that you could get. This one says these are the Dark Ages. These are the Iron Gold postcards. War eats the victor's last. The dream of gold is over. And reap what you sow. I want to get these all framed. That's why they're still just on my shelf at the moment because I haven't had a chance to go out and buy frames for them. The ones that I have managed to buy frames for are the Iron Gold character cards. They're all currently above my TV in like little frames of their own. But I had an extra set. Obviously I have Ephraim, Lysander, Lyria, and Darrow. Canon Darrow. I also have this Per Aspera ad Astra print, and my favorite fan art of Darrow and Severo doing a fist bump that came with the Howler box. That one's by Phantom Rin. And then I obviously have the Howler edition of the Illumicrate card. I kept everything from it because I love it so much. And a lot of this stuff you may have seen from my unboxing of the Howler crate by Illumicrate, but I was keeping them all because as if I friggin' wasn't. We have the Iron Rain salt baths from the Glasgow Soap Company, which I haven't used yet because I don't have a bath, but I'm saving them for when I do. The Howler mug, which is Omnis Via Lupus Team Howlers with a little symbol on it. In it I have a bunch of stuff. Got the patch, says Per Aspera ad Astra, which I haven't had a chance to sew onto anything yet. The color wheel and the Himanthes Blossom lip balm. I also have this Omnis Via Lupus mug, which Kaz got me for my birthday, and I am obsessed with it. I'm so obsessed with them that I don't use them because I just want to look at them all the time and I don't want to like ruin them or risk like breaking them. I also have the coasters from the Illumicrate box, the gold and red sigil, an iron gold bookmark. And these are my favorite bookmarks of all time. I don't use them because they're so precious to me that I don't want them to get ruined, and I'm waiting again to buy a frame so I can frame them above my bed. But it is the ones from Wild from the Illumicrate Howler box, which I am so obsessed with them. They are so good. Like you've got Ragnar, exactly how I imagine Ragnar. You've got Mustang, exactly how I imagine Mustang. Cassius, exactly how I imagine Cassius. Gorgeous, gorgeous Darrow, and my main man, Severo in his wolf cloak. I'm so obsessed with them that like I don't want to use them. I don't want anything to happen to them. I just want to like display them at all times. So I'm keeping them nice and safe until I have a frame for them. I also had this custom made bookmark done ages ago. It just says Howler in like fancy print. I just have it stuck on my shelf just because I can. Also got the beanie that says break the chains, but it's in my car right now and I don't want to get it. And I'm pretty sure that's everything that I have. I've also got a few enamel pins, but they're on my work lanyard. So I've got the 2 iron gold ones. I've got the Death is My Shadow one from the Illumicrate box, and I have ones that Tara Tajar made ages ago of Darrow and Severo from her Fairy Loot box. But anyway, that is, I'm pretty sure, all of my Red Rising collection. Off the top of my head, I don't have anything else littered around. I'm waiting until we have our own house to start forking out the cash for like big fuck off canvases for my room. There are a few that I've got my eye on that I've got saved that I literally just need to save money for. I hope you guys enjoyed my Red Rising collection, and I will see you next time. Bye!